Hello, my name is Darren and I'm the Chaplaincy team leader here at HDFT, and I'm here in the Multi-Faith Centre here at Harrogate District Hospital. And I think we can call this Christmas Corner. I've got the Christmas poinsettia behind me. These are donated each year in memory of a loved one. And we have a nativity scene over there as well that's been nicely put up for us. I just wanted to share a couple of stories, one from about 11 years ago and one from just a couple of weeks ago. First of all, about 11 years ago, when my children, my two girls, were very young, we went on holiday to a well-known resort in this country, in a lodge in the middle of the forest, and we happened to go in January because it was considerably cheaper then to do so, and it happened to be snowing, and it was beautiful and it was absolutely magical. And I remember one evening it had been my daughter, who was a toddler at the time, just would not sleep. She just would not go to sleep at all. And we were sharing the lodge with some friends, and I just knew that she was disturbing everybody. And so I spent ages in the living room trying to keep her quiet, trying to kind of keep her settled, but it just didn't work. She just wouldn't sleep at all. So eventually I gave up at about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I got wrapped up warm, and I wrapped her up warm as well and put her in the pushchair. And we went for a walk around the forest, and I wish I'd done it hours earlier. I really do. It was magical, it was amazing, and it was an experience I'll never forget. There was snow on the trees, it was heavy on the trees, the lake was completely frozen, there wasn't a cloud in the sky, no light pollution, probably the brightest I'd ever seen stars. It was magical, it was beautiful, it was peaceful, and it was quiet. And thankfully, likewise was my toddler daughter in the pushchair in front of me as well. She was beautiful and peaceful and quiet as well at that time. My second story refers to just a couple of weeks ago. We had the Christmas carols, and we had the lighting of the tree at the main entrance here in the hospital, and we had a choir from St Robert's Primary School nearby came by to sing some songs, and they loved the countdown for the lighting of the tree. I think they loved the fact that they were on hospital radio as well, and it was just it was a lovely event, a lovely joyful event. It was quite poignant actually. Several people commented that whilst they were singing carols in the entrance area, normal life was going on around us. People were trying to work out the parking machine. People were going past us, in between us, clearly going to and from appointments. At the very end, I sort of wanted to say my thanks to all the children and the teachers and everybody who had taken part. And I got interrupted by an elderly gentleman who was going past. And he declared, very loudly, he declared, I lived overseas for many years, but I've come back to this country to die. And I was a bit immediately like, oh, this is a bit of a gear change in front of the children. But actually it was very profound and poignant. He went on to say how much he appreciated hearing the children singing the carols and what it meant to him, and it was so profound and important for him. So it really was a beautiful moment. And I think those two stories, they say something about the spectrum of emotions and experience and things that we go through. That story about my daughter in the middle of the night, I went from being sort of exhausted and frustrated to being in a place of experiencing beauty and wonder and joy and peace. And then likewise, those children and the elderly man with the carol singing, with the children you had the joy and vibrancy of youth, and kids with their whole lives ahead of them. And you had a gentleman who had just a completely different perspective on things. He was approaching the end of his life, but he was able to appreciate the present with a completely different perspective. And I just think those stories, they say something about how, isn't life just a mixture? Isn't life just full of contrasts? Now, what's that got to do with Christmas? Well, I think what that's got to do with Christmas is that actually, as a Christian, I believe that God is for all of us, and God is for all of us, no matter who we are, no matter where we've been, what we've done, how we're feeling, how things are for in that moment. God is with us. That's what it says. Jesus is referred to as Emmanuel, meaning God is with us. And I think that's just a very powerful and profound thing. We think of the nativity, and I think we could look at the nativity scene and we could see they always look lovely, they always look beautiful, nativity scenes, but are they very realistic? They always look very sort of calm and serene, and actually clean and serene. But is that actually the experience of most people in the world most of the time? Sometimes we have those beautiful moments, often we don't. And in many parts of the world today, there's anything but serenity in many parts of the world. But we go through the spectrum of emotions, the spectrum of things, the spectrum of just the wonder of the world around us, the good, the bad, the happy, the sad, the pain, the anger, the joy. It's all there. And in the person of Jesus, God has gone through it all. So Emmanuel, God is with us, and God has gone through it all, and He's with us. So no matter what's going on for us in our lives, whatever is going on for you at this time of year, may you find joy and comfort in the knowledge of God being with us. I want to say a very happy Christmas to you all, and thank you very much for listening.